What's good, family? I'm your guy, Benjamin Seven, and this is TCC, where we talk about truth, culture, and community. And you already know we back again to put this work in. What am I talking about today? Simple question, but I think it's very profound. I want to ask y'all, what do y'all consider family to be? What type of question is that? I mean, my family, like the people I grew up with. My daddy, my mama, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, my uncles, my aunties. Yeah, they're my family, they're my people. Well, I would like to submit to you today, that's what you've been told to think family was. Family is much bigger than those you grew up in a house with. Family is those who think the same. And I'm gonna prove it to you. You ever seen fraternities or sororities? When them people hit the college campus, the majority of them don't know each other. And they grew up hearing about the AKAs, or the Kappas, or the Qs. And bros wanna, sign up and join. I've never been in a fraternity, but I can guarantee you that when you wanna join, they give you the guidelines. Hey bro, this is what we about, this is what we do, this is what we represent. And if you willing to be down and conform to what we promoting, then now you can go through the necessary steps. They cross and they become that fraternity. And that fraternity is supposed to last a lifetime. You got gangs. I've never been in a gang, but I'm sure young brother might have grew up seeing the Bloods of the Crips, and that's all he knows. So he say, when I get old enough, man, I'm gonna get down with the gang too. And they say, all right, young bro, I feel you. But this what we about. This the guidelines. This what we stand for. You with it? Young bro say, I'm with it. They're initiating men, and he's supposed to be down for that gang for life. Blood in, blood out. Is that not considered family? Them people don't be knowing each other because of what they were trained to think. They become closer than mother, brother, sister, cousin. Real family are those who think the same. I'm not saying you gotta be the same. I'm not saying you can't be an individual. I'm saying by thinking the same, the goal is the same. Everybody trying to get to the same place. Everybody want the same things out of life. That mindset binds us together and we get that work in. Now I'm gonna ask y'all, what common goal do us black people have? Is it money? I hope not. Because money these days is very fickle.
The dollar is going to collapse because the only value that it has is confidence. But how can you have confidence in a currency where the government is going to have to print so much of it because it has so much debt? If the dollar collapses, that's going to be a relief for the world economy. Of course, it's a much bigger story for the United States, a different story. The ride on the global gravy train is going to come to an end. Americans are going to see a precipitous decline in their standard of living as everybody abandons the dollar, because the United States has abused the trust that the world has placed in the dollar, because we've used the dollar's reserve currency status not only as a weapon to try to force other countries to do what we want, but to allow the government to continue to expand. All of this has been made possible by the world subsidizing us through accepting the dollar and holding it as the reserve currency. But we are abusing that privilege. We are using it to grow our government at the expense of our economy, and it's going to lead to a horrible day of reckoning.
What's the common goal? What are we really trying to do as a people?
Half of these niggas want to be the man just cause.
Are we really trying to build something? And in order to build something, we have to have a common goal. That's family. On this channel, I don't care what instance I gotta use. I'm gonna use it so that we can unify our minds and come together and actually do something worth something. This stuff that we into, it don't amount to nothing at the end of the day. I did a video on what are you doing with your money, how to build generational wealth, and I showed how the people who we really think got it in the black community compared to real wealth are poo putts. So do you want to be a part of that? Hey, you can get rich and be the man just cause, but compared to everybody else, you still a poo putt. But guess what? If you got some paper and then came together with other people who had some paper and y'all put y'all paper together to actually build up your people, then my friend, you done something worth talking about. So my people, What's the common goal? What can we unify around to truly be family? This is my position. My belief is that my ancestors, a portion of their history is written down in the manuscript, or what they call the Bible. Those people in that Bible were given laws that will govern their conduct. You have a people who operate by the same standards. That is what you call culture. That, my friends, is something that we don't have. If I got a brother who into hip hop, but nigga, what you talking about, nigga? We got hip hop culture. Please don't go there, sir. I will never subscribe to a culture that demeans the women and talk about killing all the brothers, hitting all the brothers' girls and robbing niggas and shooting niggas. I hope that ain't the culture that we're supposed to be subscribing to. That's foolishness. We need a culture that will build up everybody. And that's the laws that we were given. That's the law that I subscribe to. It is called the commandments, or in the Ivri tongue, it will be called the Torah, the instruction of the Creator. That's what I subscribe to. And this is what I'm submitting to you all. If you want to be together, a real family, unified, you have to subscribe to something that brings your mindsets on one accord. And right now, we don't have that. We don't got it. When you subscribe to a real culture, a real way of life, it'll truly define those who there for you and who ain't there for you. And since me and my family been subscribing to the Torah, it has separated us. And it has allowed us to see who really there for us and who really ain't. When stuff really get real, those people that you supposedly call family, they ain't never really there for you. But yet we are taught to be bound to those people no matter what. A lot of people in your family that you grew up in the same household with, they'll stab you in your back so fast, but you're supposed to rock with them no matter what, because that's your brother or your mother or your sister. And I'm telling you, principally, that's not what family is. Family are those who have a common goal, that can come together and hold each other up and accountable no matter what, because we all thinking the same. But those who not thinking the same, I'm not about to be bound to that. For instance, if I'm seeking to build my community and my people, and you seeking to tear it down, I don't care if we do got the same last name. It'll never work. It'll never mix like oil and water. It'll never come together. If I'm trying to build businesses and you trying to be a jack boy, nigga, how we gonna come together? You gonna rob me. Why I wanna be around that? If I'm thinking about being a husband and a father and doing right by my family, and you thinking about hitting all the bras and how I'm gonna hang out with you? I don't care if we got the same last name. I don't care if we grew up in the same house. I don't care if we known as cousins or whatever. It's never gonna work. We talking about principles. We can take principles and apply them to any area in life. And the principal definition of family is those that think the same. You will never go wrong, because we all being governed by the same standard. And if somebody step outside of that standard, you can say, hey, bruh, you know we don't do that. You know, standard XYZ say, don't do XYZ, and you can hold your brother accountable because y'all operating by the same standard. But when you don't got that, what do people say? You know you can't judge me, man. Come on, man. Only God can judge me. I got a video on the channel, you should check it out. But that's what people gonna tell you, because y'all ain't subscribing to the same thing. I really wanna do something worth something. I really wanna be unified with my people. We gotta subscribe to a common way of thinking first. If not, if you just wanna be a nigga, go ahead, bro. Much love to you, much respect. But I'm telling you, we can never come together and do jack. It's just that simple. If you enjoyed this content, let me know, man. Drop a comment. Give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you still here, definitely subscribe. Show some love, because this is the type of content that we produce on this channel. We trying to make people think, and we trying to bring our people together again. Because things ain't always gonna be like they is. And we trying to prepare for an uncertain tomorrow. You did. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with your guy. That's the real definition of family. Much love, much respect. Shalom.